Today's video, which is episode 5, I believe, we'll be looking at a little bit of the behind the scenes of running a pub. For those of you who do or don't know, it's a little bit more than just pulling a pint and putting on a smile. Often that's the hardest part. So today we're going to be looking into one of the behind the scenes things that we do in the pub industry, and that is the line clean. So this is in our cellar. Very few people get to look this far behind the curtain, and this confusion podge job of connections, and that is our beer engine at the rear end. So there's our gas bottles and stuff. So we've now got this set up to pour delicious beer up at the end by the bar. We've now got to set it up to clean. First thing you got to do is set this to suck water out of a big bucket. There's our big bucket. People do have specialist bottles for that, but a big bucket will do. Train every single one of these to be set to line cleaning mode, which means it will draw water out of there and not from the barrels. And then put your barrel tap onto there. Simples-ish. Next bit, we have to take all the beer that's in those lines and replace it with the lovely clear water that's in there, which means we have to go up the other side and unload all those pints. Now, depending on your pub will depend on how many pints wastage you're about to get here, also known as ullage. Some people call it pints in the run, the difference between the cellar and there. Ours is a 3-pint run, so we get 3 pints out of every single barrel of this. So after you've spent 20 minutes trying to remember where the hell you put the line cleaner, which is this stuff here, you've got to add it into your solution. I think it says like a couple caps. I've always just gone with a good splash. This is like one of the most dangerous chemicals in this entire industry. It's actually quite poisonous and nasty, which is why you've got to make sure you do this right, which we do, and we will demonstrate. So you take your tap and you start pulling, and you're looking for that purple liquid to come through. That's Kai. Reason we do this is because draft products such as this have a lot of yeast in them, and that sticks to the pipes as we go through, and eventually that yeast sticking to the pipe actually starts making the beer taste really, really bad. So you've got to do this. We do this every sort of 2 weeks-ish. If you're a craft beer pub, there's a lovely one up on our street called The Little Drop. They obviously do it a lot more than that because they change their product on the lines, and you don't want the old line to taste like the new beery product. This does take a while. I think we'll just do a time lapse. Do you agree? Time lapse?
Yeah, why not?
And now one of the perks of the job, because there are 2 options now, either all of this beer can go down the sink, or it can go into us. And Terry Hugh's over there doing some cleaning, but can't see him. So gives you enough time to play maybe some Skyrim, a nice game of Magic, read a book, and enjoy some
When the
beer.
crypt doors creak and the tombstones quake, spooks come out for a swing and wake. Happy haunts materialize and begin to vocalize. Grim grin and ghosts come out to socialize. Now don't close your eyes and don't try to hide, for a silly spook may sit by.
So the way to finish that then is to pull through all of the water. Now, like I said earlier in the video, that stuff's actually kind of poisonous, so you've got to make sure that you do this correctly. Now, the best way to do it is obviously you can tell the liquid isn't purple anymore. Also, if you stick your fingers in like that, if it feels slimy, which this doesn't anymore, which is good, then that is perfectly safe. And then all you've got to do is go back into the cellar, reconnect all the barrels up, and pull through until you get delicious, delicious beer and not water. So that is the end of episode 5. You now know how pubs clean their lines, and there's a little bit more to this game than just pulling pints. I'll no doubt put some more on here at some point. Coming up next will be our Patreon, our Just Give page, because we really, really want to get the NHS support there, and Just Give Patreon. Oh, and our Deliveroo, so you can order This. Also, we now have 2-pint beer jugs that we can send through Deliveroo. So you can now get our booze in 2-pint jugs. So other than that, we will see you tomorrow. And have a good night. Stay safe. This has been Extra Arcade, Virtual Pub, Episode 5.